Hello and welcome to a new episode on Sadhana World Foundation. Today we will speak about something which we encounter every day in our lives. Let me take you through a couple of stories that you might have heard already. Once upon a time there was a beautiful looking peacock in a dense forest. It had majestic looking feathers. It was very colorful. It was very proud of its own beauty. It used to show off its beauty to other birds and animals. Everybody around him was in awe of this peacock because of its beauty. However, over a period of time, this attitude of being superior, being supreme in the forest was becoming an obstacle for this peacock to become friends with other birds and animals in the community. Once it started raining very heavily, people started looking for shelter. The peacock was looking for some shelter, but he was not welcomed by anybody else in the jungle. It was still looking for a shelter where it can rest. However, its leg slipped, it fell down, its feathers are beautiful, heavy, and very large. With the weight of that heavy feather, the peacock was finding it extremely difficult to get up and stabilize itself. That's the point of time, that's the point of reckoning for this peacock, where it did not get sympathy from anybody around him. The community didn't really care for this peacock. The peacock that time realized how important it is to be humble, to be authentic, to be original, and to be friendly with other people in that society. The beauty that the peacock was bestowed upon was not everlasting, and that was not the recipe for happy living in the community. It was a great realization for the peacock. Similarly, another story. This story is about Bheem, one of the Pandavas, considered to be the most powerful, the strongest of that time. Bheem had conquered everybody he fought against. In the Mahabharata war, he had won over thousands of other soldiers and the most powerful Kauravas. So Bheem was considered to be the strongest and most powerful person on the earth at that time. Once Bheem was traveling through a jungle, but the destiny was that he had to be taught a lesson on that day, that his strength, the aura around him to be the most powerful, the strongest, is not for real. Lord Hanuman, who is considered to be living forever, period of Ramayana was over. Hanuman was very old. He was leading a life of an ordinary monkey in the jungle. So Hanuman came on Bheem's way and sat down as an old monkey, spreading his tail on the path of Bheem. Bheem was walking. Bheem saw an old monkey sitting in front of him with his tail spread on his own way. And it was an obstacle. Bheem didn't want to take a detour. So he told the monkey that, "Hey monkey, why are you obstructing my path? Do you know how powerful I am?" The old monkey, that's Lord Hanuman in the disguise of the old monkey, says that I am so frail, so weak, I cannot move from here. You look to be so powerful, so strong. Why don't you just take a detour? And Bheem says that if you want, I can just pick you up and throw you away from my path. But I don't want to pick a fight with me. Nobody messes around with me. Who you are that you are daring to mess around with me? Then the old monkey says that if you can just push my tail a bit, if you don't want to change your trail, then just push my tail a bit. I have no energy to pick myself up, to pick my tail up. So just push this aside a bit and find your own way. Bheem tries to push the Hanuman's tail, but Hanuman's tail is so heavy that Bheem is not able to shake it. Forget about moving it. In spite of his best efforts, Bheem is not able to create a path for himself. Then he realizes that this is no ordinary monkey. Then they get into a conversation, and then he apologizes to Lord Hanuman. He recognizes him to be more powerful. All his arrogance, that he is so strong, all that arrogance is gone. Ladies and gentlemen, do you not find people around us in our society who are so proud of their wealth, of their beauty, of their knowledge, of their education, of the degrees that they hold, or the material possessions that they have, to be so arrogant, to be so cruel, to be so rude to other people? The rich do it to the poor, the elders do it to the youngest, the boys do it to the girls, and so on and so forth. We don't listen to the other person. We belittle the other person. We try to show off. We try to pose ourselves. We try to portray ourselves as someone who we are not. We over project our abilities. We overestimate our strength. And that is how we think that we are more powerful than the others. We can have our own way. However, the world doesn't function this way. If we function this way, then what happens to the peacock, what happens to Bheem will happen to us. In Srimad Bhagavad Gita, chapter number 16, when Lord Sri Krishna describes the divine qualities, the noble qualities, and compares them with the qualities of a demon, or the demonic qualities, the opposite of divine qualities, he lists arrogance as one of those qualities that we must keep ourselves away from this. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for listening to this and spreading this amongst many more people. I look forward to our future conversations.